So when looking back at some of the things that we're seeing going on with Xbox right now, and I have a little bit of fun on like social media. Phil Spencer doesn't tweet much anymore or anything like that. Sarah Bond does, and I'm always constantly, under her tweets, not being disrespectful, but I say things, like, keep Xbox exclusive as exclusive. I just honestly do not understand how Xbox, who, owns Call of Duty, Warzone, Candy Crush, Minecraft, the best-selling game of all time. The Call of Duty games are the biggest-selling annual game every single year. World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76. These games with millions and millions and millions of people making millions and billions of dollars for them. And why you need to put Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStation to sort of, I guess, keep the lights on at Xbox. That never really made sense to me, right? And just trying to look back at the things that Phil Spencer says. And the thing is, I see people on Twitter, like, it's so disingenuous, right? Like, I don't understand. Years ago, when I'm hyping up Xbox, you could tell that I was an Xbox fan. I loved Xbox. I was passionate about Xbox. And I think that really came across to people. Now, it's like, it seems so fake to me when people are doing that, when people are trying to, hype up Xbox right now. What is there to hype up with Xbox, right? They parrot what Phil Spencer says. Oh, there's not going to be exclusives 5 years from now, because Phil Spencer said, what, in February, that he believes exclusive games are going to be a smaller and smaller part of the game industry within the next decade. Just because Phil Spencer says it doesn't make it true, right? What has Phil Spencer gotten right in 10 years of Xbox being the head of Xbox? In 10 years of being the head of Xbox. Xbox was in second place with the Xbox One, believe it or not, right? I know people don't want to believe it, but the Wii U did horrible. So Xbox One, despite the fact that they came out rough, still ended up selling almost 60 million units. Not bad, considering, right? So how does the next console do even worse than the console that tried to take our rights as gamers? And what has Phil Spencer actually gotten right? I know some people might go, well, Game Pass. So they panicked and put all their first-party stuff day one on Game Pass, which isn't sustainable unless you could get a high number of subscribers, which they don't have. So basically, they have to offset those costs by porting their games to PlayStation. So how is that a help or anything great? If anything, he helped put a nail in the coffin of Xbox as we know it, right? He bet at the beginning of this generation on cloud gaming, right? They could have sold more Xbox Series X's, but they didn't. Instead, they put those into server blades for cloud gaming. They could have sold million. They could have probably had 10 more million Xboxes sold, but instead they put those into the cloud gaming servers, right? Because he bet on that. And it turned out to be wrong because nobody gives a shit about cloud gaming, right? He didn't have anything ready to go for the launch of Xbox. The few things that we did get in 2022, which is the driest year I can ever remember as a gamer, the few things that we did get, it's so pathetic because now they've all gone to PlayStation. And now you see this, and I'm looking over some of his past comments. He says that exclusive games are to become much less important. He says, I do have a fundamental belief that over the next 5 to 10 years, exclusive games that are exclusive to one piece of hardware are going to be a smaller and smaller part of the industry. And that's not some great insight, because if you look at the last 10 years and what the biggest games are today, it's a natural place. Whether it's one console and PC, multiple consoles, mobile console and PC, you see big games landing on multiple platforms, and we want to be a great platform for creators that are trying to realize that potential. So here's the thing. That's not really accurate, right? So of course, if you have a game that's on everything, it's going to be a bigger game, but that doesn't mean that exclusives are going to be less a part of gaming. Can you really see a situation where Nintendo is putting their games on Xbox or PlayStation or PC even? I don't think so. And I still think that Sony's going to be very careful with the things that they put their games on. I don't think that they're going to put their games on like their single player stuff day and date. I don't think that makes sense. I think you have to be well aware of like the hackers and the people that can crack the games quickly. So I think honestly, you have to be super careful of that stuff. You can't devalue your platform, and I think the biggest difference between like Sony and a Microsoft is that Sony is a hardware company, so you still have them doing hardware. Um, you know, so and then you look at stuff like Matt Booty says he cites Roblox and Fortnite, and he says some games could actually be bigger than any one platform. Hence Microsoft's decisions to take some of its games multi-platform. So again, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, see if these games are never going to be bigger than those games. You know, like those games have mass casual appeal. It was never going to do that for anything else. So just because Phil Spencer says it, and I say this over and over again, why on earth would people buy into that and start parroting that stuff? Or the thing that has always kind of annoyed me is people go, Microsoft is playing chess, not checkers. Like, Microsoft ain't playing checkers or chess. They're playing, hey, what can we, how fast can we become a third-party publisher? Basically what they've been doing lately. I look at what they do, and I don't see what they're doing as anything special, to be honest with you. Like, honestly, they're not growing. Phil Spencer's like Captain Save-A-Ho or whatever, Captain Save-It Industry, and he thinks he's trying to save the industry, or that doesn't grow an industry, that doesn't do this, that doesn't do that. But at the same time, is it saving the industry putting your games on PlayStation? How does that save the industry? Like, I don't get that at all. Having people sign into an Xbox account to play a game on PlayStation to artificially pump up your numbers is not saving the industry. It's not adding gamers, right? It's not doing it. And to me, it's not really doing anything. So I don't understand that thought process at all. And I don't understand the people that are just like slurping up everything that Phil Spencer says and regurgitating it like the industry's changing. Like, this is the same nonsense arguments that I heard years ago when they started putting their games on PC, and everybody thought it was going to lead to all these exclusives and all these different things and, better Xbox and all this kind of stuff. And it never happened. It literally never happened. The people were saying that chess bullshit, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and it never happened. It led to nothing, right? More waiting. More, let's wait till E3, let's wait till this, let's wait till that. That's what it led to. It didn't lead to really anything good. We certainly haven't led to more games for us. We've hardly had anything. We've had more games, more exclusive games, the launch year of Xbox One than we've had the entire generation for Xbox Series X and S. Think about that for a second. That's absolutely crazy, He's killing the Xbox brand, and people are regurgitating his nonsense. It's absolutely unbelievable. Just because Phil Spencer says it doesn't make it true, right? Just because somebody in the government says something doesn't make it true. Just because the news says something doesn't make it true. You guys are not forced to believe everything that everybody tells you. Like, I don't understand. I don't see why this is something that people haven't figured out yet. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.